Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm going to call this meeting to order. My name is Christian Lotta. I am a licensed member of the board and chair of the Committee on Professional Conduct. So welcome to the January 26, 2023 Committee on Professional Conduct meeting. And the CBA has provided the opportunity for the public to participate via the WebEx platform. When we take public comments, we will begin by taking public comment from those individuals attending the meeting here at headquarters in Sacramento. I will then ask the moderator to open up the lines for public comment. You will be allotted 5 minutes for public comment. I would like to note that CBA member Jacobson will be participating remotely, and there are no members of the public at his location. So at this time, I will turn the meeting over to Ms. Reed to call roll to establish a quorum.
Christian Lotta.
Present.
Nancy Corrigan. Nancy Corrigan, present. Carrie Ann Farrell-Hines. Present. Dan Jacobson.
Here.
And Dee Dee Owens.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. Now that we've established a quorum, I will read the following into record. The CBA's mission is to protect consumers by ensuring only qualified licensees practice public accountancy in accordance with established professional standards. This mission is derived from the statutory requirement that protection of the public shall be the highest priority for the California Board of Accountancy in exercising its licensing, regulatory, and disciplinary functions. Whenever the protection of the public is inconsistent with other interests sought to be promoted, the protection of the public shall be paramount. Okay, so with that, we will go ahead and move on to agenda item 1, public comments for items not on the agenda. Do I have any public comments? Okay. Moderator, please open up for public comment.
This is the moderator. The Q&A is now open. Instructions are on the screen. Press question mark, type comment, send to all panelists, or press *3 from your phone. No requests. Would you like me to close the Q&A?
Yes. Okay, so now we will move on to agenda item number 2, approve minutes of the September 22nd, September 22nd, 2022 Committee on Professional Conduct meeting. Does any member wish to make a motion? Ms. Hines?
I move to adopt the minutes.
Do I have a second? Ms. Owens?
Yes, I'll second the motion.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do I have any comments from members? Seeing none, do I have any public comment in Sacramento? Seeing none, moderator, can you please open up for public comment?
The Q&A is now open. Instructions are on the screen. Type comment, press the question mark, type comment, send to all panelists, or press *3 to raise your hand. No requests. Would you like me to close the Q&A?
Yes, please. Okay, Ms. Reed, let's take a vote.
Yes. Dan Jacobson.
Yes.
Christian Lotta.
Yes.
And Dee Dee Owens.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay, let's move on to agenda item number 3, discussion and possible action on the exposure draft regarding proposed revisions to the standards for continuing professional education programs and fields of study document. And this will be presented by Sarah Benedict, Manager for Renewal and Continuing Competency Unit. I'll turn it over to you, Ms. Benedict.
Thank you, Chair Lotta. The purpose of this agenda item is to provide the CBA with the opportunity to discuss the AICPA and NASBA jointly issued exposure drafts on the proposed revisions to the standards for continuing professional education programs and the NASBA Fields of Study document. The CBA is asked to review the exposure draft and consider whether to submit a comment letter to the AICPA and NASBA prior to the conclusion of the comment period on March 31st, 2023. The standards are jointly published by the AICPA and NASBA to provide a framework for the development, presentation, measurement, and reporting of continuing education, or CE, programs. The NASBA Fields of Study document is issued by NASBA and includes 20 subject matter areas that represent skills and knowledge needed to perform public accountancy. California maintains statutory and regulatory provisions that draw guidance from the standards and Fields of Study document that retains its own framework for regulating the CE requirement. The standards are reviewed and evaluated every 2 years from the effective date of the last revision to the document. The standards were last revised on December 31st, 2019. Staff have provided a comparison of the proposed changes to the standards and Fields of Study document found in the exposure draft in applicable California Code of Regulations. The exposure draft does not present any changes to the standards or Fields of Study document that would require immediate CPA action. It is important to note that the Department of Consumer Affairs is currently developing regulations that prescribe components for mandatory CE by the board within the department. These regulations are anticipated to be adopted in 2024, and it is possible the CBA may be asked to consider regulatory changes at that time. Therefore, given the updates to the standards and Fields of Study do not require an immediate change to regulations, it is recommended that the CBA wait until 2024 to consider any updates to the regulations. Staff recommend that the CBA send a letter of support to the AICPA and NASBA regarding the exposure draft. A draft letter is provided in Attachment 3. That concludes my presentation. I will now hand it over to Chair Lotta, and I'm happy to answer any questions that the members may have.
Thank you, Ms. Benedict. Do I have a motion from a member? Soen?
Yes, I move to adopt staff's recommendation to send the letter.
Okay, do I have a second? Ms. Hines?
I second.
Thank you. Do we have any member comments? Okay, seeing none. Any public comment in Sacramento? Seeing none, moderator, please open for public comment.
Instructions are on the screen. Press question mark, type comment, send to all panelists, or press *3 to raise your hand. No requests. Would you like me to close the Q&A?
Yes, please. Okay, moving on to agenda item. Oh, sorry about that. I missed the vote. Ms. Reed, please call for the vote.
Dee Dee Owens,
Yes.
Christian Lotta,
Yes.
Dan Jacobson,
Abstain.
Carrie Ann Farrell Hines,
Yes.
and Nancy Corrigan,
Yes.
and the motion carries.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. So now we will move on to agenda item number 4. It is noted as 5. Just for the record, it's number 4. Sorry if there's any confusion about that. So that's agenda items for our next meeting. Any member comments? Any public comment in Sacramento? Seeing none, moderator, please open.
The Q&A is now open. Instructions are on the screen. Press question mark, type comment, send to all panelists, or press *3 from your phone to raise your hand. No requests. Would you like me to close the Q&A?
Yes, please. Okay, and with that, our meeting is adjourned.